Hello, everybody. Welcome to the program. We've been off air for quite some time. Hello to all our friends watching later. Waiting for some friends that want to watch now. We are dialing in from the 616 multiverse, saying hello to all of our Marvel nerds, to all of you people that are keeping it real. Just anybody and everybody. This is a message for mankind, which is short for humankind. Don't get excited. Um, Interesting to see what everybody's going on and what everybody's doing. Oh, D, lovely. Hi, D. It's good to see you. It's been quite some time, and I'm glad you're here because it's like Wednesday evening, and I don't got much on the go. So I wanted to be here, and I wanted to see who is still bouncing around the matrix, bouncing around the room. So, what's on your mind, D? Start us off. Let's get into it. And please let me know if the sound is okay. That'd be great. That'd be just great. I'm keeping it toned down a little bit, but it's nice to see you. I hope all is well. I hope the kids are doing great. So yeah, shoot me a message, shoot me a question, because we're doing what we do. There's tarot on hand. It's same old situation. I missed you too. I missed you too. I think we're completely shadow banned. I'm glad that you got the notification, or we're happened to synchronistically be on your phone scrolling through right when I decide to push the button. Sound is perfect. Hey, that's good. That's good. I can make a complete ass of myself rather than just one, where you can't quite hear how crazy it gets. Yes, everyone is great. Everything is awesome kind of moment. Feels good, eh? Start of summer, June, Gemini season. What are we doing? We're just having a little bit of fun. It's a busy time for most people. We should do a collective reading. If enough people come tonight, we'll do a collective reading. At one time, that is. Yeah. So we're messing around with Illuminati Tarot this evening. And also, I have playing cards for clarifiers, and I have Sacred Power. Oracle cards, if you're in that kind of mood. But that's just the nature of it. Feel like we should have some background music right now. Everyone is great. Do you still keep in contact with anyone that you met from being on the channel? Does mine look good? Your health. Okay, we can have a look at that. Health is like a big topic. But yeah, happy to look at that for you, D. I think the feeling I get is that you're in a positive state of mind. So that's always beneficial to physical health, right? The body follows the mind, right? If mind followed the body, it would just be, people would be bumping into each other all over the place. So just keep that in mind, D, as we do these cards, that the body follows the mind. So wherever your mindset is in regards to health or just general attitudes of life, in general, yeah, then the body will follow. Oh, wow. So in the long run, things worked out. That's good. Chalk one up to love. Here, let's talk about health, baby. Let's talk about you and you. Hopefully everything's working all right. How's the weather down there? You're in Florida, right? Feeling like it's pretty nice. All right. So here we go. The Magician. The Six of Pentacles. That's not bad. The Eight of Pentacles. And the Nine of Pentacles. Look at all them pentacles. Yeah, and look at their high pentacles. And for me, D, you know, pentacles are all about time. So what the cards say right off the bat is like, there's an infinite amount of time. There's like so many milestones, so many places, so many things, so many events, moments in your life and other people's lives that you are meant to be there for. So nothing serious health-wise is going to come your way. It shows your current health situation. There could be like shrouded in illusion, or like I said, like worry or overconfidence of anything like that. Remember, the body follows the mind. So whatever you're training yourself to do in terms of better health practices will work out in the end. It's like being able to manifest it, the Magician, right? But also be mindful of the illusion, right? Of things that you're feeling, they are very real and can push you to the limit sometimes, which causes the mind to doubt a little bit. But when it comes to health, stay in close contact with your GP and just kind of like stay like monitored out on the fridge, blood pressure, all that stuff. Make sure it's good. And don't stress what the mind fears, because the fear of things will always make things worse. This is about lifestyle, whatever it is that you're going through in terms of doubting on how well your health could be. This is in terms of lifestyle as well. Eight of Pentacles here. Your body will begin to heal itself as long as you take off the added weight of stressing about it feeling better. Provided that, plus whatever medication, whatever general things that your GP has got you on, or if you're a holistic person, you could try changing some things up. But the Six of Pentacles is nice to see in a health reading. This is my like, things could be better, but things could be worse kind of card. And your mind is on the plus positive side of this, I can already tell. So that's really nice to see. And then with the Nine of Pentacles in here, this is more of like spirit saying, don't even stress these things. Don't try to put a time on things. And I know it can be very busy work to stay grounded and healthy, right? We got all this earth sign up here, right, in the Pentacles. So the cards as well are saying, remain grounded in doing what you have to do and placing your beliefs in where they need to be placed. And then just know that all these milestones are set to come and you are meant to be a part of them. So there's nothing that's really going to like capsize your boat in the very near future at all. It's just about managing, maintaining, and the balance, right? Strike the balance with it, with the Six of Pentacles, you know, stay firm, stay grounded, and improve, right? The Eight of Pentacles is always improve, right? Definitely got that Capricorn kind of energy going straight through the reading. So that's, look at all those pentacles. This is kind of nice. Human in Georgia. Oh, you moved out to Georgia. That's great. That's great. So hopefully that resonated for you. I don't see things getting any worse. Six of Pentacles plus the Magician being like, you're going to make it better. You're going to feel better. You're going to add on to whatever it is that you've been doing to stay healthy. And it's going to get you feeling good again, long and short of it. Let's see about a power card for you. So glad you bought a house in Georgia. All right. Okay. And here's your oracle card. D. Hi, June. Welcome. Your oracle card, D, is that of abundance, right? Just make it rain. I know sometimes, like, especially down where you're in the States, it's like there's always that financial aspect attached to medicine and health and bills. But for you, it's saying, don't worry. You'll always have what you need. You're always going to have what you need with abundance card there. And then with the health, see the kind of the referencing in the setting sun there, like below the guy's hands, is like, pay attention to your willpower, right? Your solar plexus, that area, right? And as well, root chakra stuff with all those pentacles up in the earth sign, just like checking in with your root chakra and making sure like you're feeling secure, right? 100% of the time. So, but with the lady in the garden there as well, it's kind of like, nice. Life is what you make it. And remember that every day in good health is a day that's not in bad health. I know it sounds stupid, right? So like, duh. But think about it for a minute, right? From Sage Corner over here between Winnie the Pooh and Piglet's house. He says it's like that. It's that simple. Because if your every day in bad health is a day away from good health, every day in good health is a day away from bad health. So each and every day, you're kind of waking up and you'd be like, what can I do? What are my limits? What are my capabilities? What are my mental tricks? What is in my inventory of feeling good? And it doesn't mean like ignoring your health. You can improve on yourself if you feel like you wish to be breathing easier, or you wish to be, whatever change, metaphysical change that you want to bring about in your life. The resources and the avenues are out there to do it as well, both in a traditional sense of Western medicine and in holistic healing. So I know there's so many paths to get there that if you break it down into its simplest form, you're going to get there, which is it's really cool, right? Because the abundance, again, is coming from the mind, I feel, with you, D, because it's like the abundance of mind, the abundance of ideas, the abundance of confidence, and the optimism is just like where the mind goes, the body will follow. So if the body stumbles a bit behind with like health issues, take a look at what part of the mind, either subconscious, unconscious, or fully conscious, is doing to you to like maybe cause a little habit, cause, something, a minor thing you could tweak or change just to like help that health problem out. Like, just to like, put some anesthetic on it, right? At the same time as being like, well, I'm still going to put in the work that I need to do, that I know I need to do to feel at the top of my game, right? And that's that magician card. That's what that magician's all about. All right, one more card for D, because I like you. And June, hi June, thanks for being here. I really appreciate that. I'm gonna pull one more card for D, and then I'll answer your question. And thanks so much for being here. Oh look, A of Hearts, A of Cups. Don't it always seem to go that you don't know what you've got till it's gone? Paved paradise, put up a parking lot. What Joni Mitchell meant when she sung those words in regards to your reading and Resident Health is just back to the live every day to its fullest thing, right? What are your capabilities? What are your limitations? Okay, what is everything fulfilling I can do within that, instead of just saying, oh, it sucks to be me because, I got this pain, I got this trouble, I got this diagnosis, I've got this thing, and you'll overcome. You'll always overcome. Let's face it. You're here on a Wednesday night, June 1st, 2022. Only you and June and me, of course, but that's all right. It's good to see you. Yeah. So let's get these cards put away. D, it's always nice to see you in the chat, in the place, chatting up the place. So June says, what do you see coming in money and love for me? Is that the royal me? Is that the royal we? No, I'm just kidding, June. Love and money. Love and money, love and money, they go together like bees and honey. This I tell you, flower, you can have a reading for an hour. Just kidding. Maybe. There's not too many people joining us. I'm pretty sure I've been shadow banned for all of my recent galactic political rhetoric on the interwebs, social media. Yeah, late at night. D Lovely, Citron. Who else would always come late at night when we were on here late? June. June comes at any time. Only comes once a year. June 1st today. Yeah. Okay, June. I'll get serious. Yeah, sure, D. That will be awesome. We'll do that. But let's focus in on June. Tara, what can you show us for love and money for June Flower? Love and money for June Flower. June Flower. I got the power. June Flower. All right. Here we go, June. Very, very nice. Your future is so bright. You better wear some shade. You better get some shades. Oh, okay. 4 of Cups. 4 of Cups. All right. 9 of Cups. That's a nice card. That's definitely a June card right there. Especially when we get into Cancer, Gemini. Wheel of Fortune. Okay. So what does this all mean? We've got 2 major arcana cards up here, so let's discuss them first, of 4, because these are big changes for you. When it comes to love, there, I feel, is like something that you feel you need to, like, some kind of karma that you want to clear, something that you did, maybe that you wish you didn't do, or maybe somebody did something that they wish they didn't do onto you. There's like a wishing I didn't do that kind of vibe with this 4 of Cups in regards to love. But it's saying there's like a quick karmic clearing. I can say that 10 times. A quick karmic clearing going to take place before I see like love going to the next level, which I don't, not to say that it's not already there. I just feel like you're having a tough time seeing it for what it is, because there's some sort of like incident or relationship that you feel like karmically needs to be cleared, or somebody karmically needs to clear it with you, to take that 4 of Cups to 9 of Cups, and then eventually to get it to 10 of Cups, which is, you know, love's fulfillment, the fullest the cup gets before it runneth over once again, and you gotta drink it down, okay? Wheel of Fortune card up here. This has to do with your money, right? It's kind of got that penny down the well kind of feeling, like we're all at the carnival. Life is a carnival, believe it or not. But life is a carnival, 2 bits a shot, right? Something saying in this Wheel of Fortune being like, don't throw your money away, don't throw your money around, don't throw your money in the well. Even though you threw $5 at me, and I'm really grateful for that. Don't get me wrong, but this is kind of what this card is saying. It's being like, a hard day work is honest day work is $1 ahead. Well, if you go and you take that $1 and you do something, yes, YOLO, you can enjoy living in the moment, living in the now, as luxurious as you want, as a free person. You can spend that money that way and feel incredible wealth in the moment. But if you're looking at like long-term finances, which I have that feeling like when you asked that question, you were kind of in that state of mind. It's kind of like someone standing at a well, just flicking dimes and quarters and nickels into it, like all day long, being like, oh, I wish that could come true. I wish that could come true. When really, if you stop flicking quarters and nickels and dimes into the well, there would be like some sort of like financial breakthrough for you, where it's like, you know how it takes money to make money? Well, if you like had that money, you could watch it grow, because the Wheel of Fortune is saying there's really no limit to this, either up or down when it comes to your cash flow, your dollars. So maybe like shoring up, like securing it up a little bit is the ticket you need to get that money working for you again, and not worrying about that which is not fixed, that which is not paid for, that which is not billed, that which has been advertised to me and I really, really want it, but whether it's a trip to Bermuda, Bahamas, pretty mama, whatever it might be. And you always have that choice. As a full co-conscious creator, a free human being, you spend as luxurious as you want in the now, and have that wealth right now, or put it in the bucket for the rainy day. Don't put it down the well. You save the bucket when you bring the the bucket out of the way, save it in the corner of your house so you can fill it up with change again. And by that I know that you know it's not change in a bucket, but it's like, where's that money going out? Let's pinpoint the where it's seeping out, and we can fix this up for leaking anymore. Because for you, it's almost like it's going to go hand in hand. Once this love karmic clearing occurs, that I feel it's going to for you, whether it's through your doing or somebody else's, is going to take you to the next level where it's like, oh wow, now there's romance involved here. Now there's like some things in life are like better doing it with somebody else, and with that becomes a merger of chipping in for enjoyment, right? How many slices of pizza are you gonna eat? Just kidding. Everything looks fine with the sun card here, June. That's it's really good. You don't have to worry. There's just a karmic clearing that's going to happen, and a kind of a foreboding, like end of cycle kind of thing with the wheel there being like, you're either going to break a bad habit and save a bunch of money, or you're going to stop buying Beanie Babies or what are them other things called that everybody spends their money on. All right, purification. That's nice. Yeah, look at it, and just kind of where I said it. This purification card is about whatever this karmic clearing is for you. It almost goes like deeper in a way than karmic clearing. It's more like a purification, something that you're going to undergo or understand before love gets to its next level. There's like a purity of mind, almost being like, what are your motivations? Like, what reason are you in the game, so that like when it comes time to like attract a lover, or for your love to go to the next level, and for like coming together, that sort of thing. Water inevitably always flows into the same place, so two souls will eventually excuse me, got the coof. When these bless you, when these waters flow together, as inevitably they will, is just saying you want to be energetically matched to the person that you're attracted to, or that you're wishing would come into your life. And I'm not sure with you if it's like kind of you have expectations and you have certain criteria of people that it's like, I'm not saying don't have standards, but at the same time it's like, is your reasoning for your standard values, is that sharing the same energetic purity as the person I'm attracting? Because we can get into a relationship easy if it's just for the sake of getting into a relationship, but to feel energetically matched to someone is a little bit more rare. And that's why, again, over here, the life is a carnival, 2 bits a shot, right? Maybe part of this is with your love reading too. It's like, stop your wasting your time on these guys that are going to fall short of being energetically matched to you one way or the other. And in terms of finding them, wow, I wish I could paint you kisses all day on the text line, June, but it's like, what can you really do except live life in the now? Because that person that you're seeking isn't there in the future. It's always there, right in front of you. And it's about presenting yourself to it, encapsulating it, and again, with the sun card here, more or less manifesting it. But you have a great aura. The sun card suggests to me that you have a fantastic vibe. So the purification card is like, ooh, why don't you use it a little bit more often? Why don't you use your vibe to your advantage? Oh, well then, because that would be a bad vibe and that would bring bad karma. No, silly. It voids all of that, because you know what? Once you realize to a certain degree that you are the center, you are the main character, and everything in life flows to you, right? And then flows from you, and then flows from you back to you, right? So sometimes it's like an ebb and flow. We feel like the world's happening to us, whereas instead, like, we should feel more like we're happening to the world. But there's a purification vibe with that, where it's like, if you got in and cleared some karmic things, cleaned up a few things, and I'm not accusing you of anything, it's just saying the refinement of self at times is also very egocentric to do when you think about the reasoning behind it. So a purification is more like a letting go. I'm not saying let go of your standards. I'm not saying let go of yourself and, be one of those people, Sorry, I don't know what that meant either. One of those people, or where our minds are going here, June. But let go in terms of, this is the way in which I want to pursue it. This is the way in which I wish to be pursued. I'm going to let go of those ideas. Focus on life. Focus on the purity of yourself in the outer reality. And then all of a sudden, the men, the women, whatever you prefer, it's 2022, I'm not going to judge. Whatever you prefer is going to become attracted to you. And you'll have to find a stick to beat them off. But the cards aren't showing a timeline on it. It's showing more or less there's like an event, a clearing that is got to take place first. And I can have a quick look and try and see what that is. But June, I don't know. It looks like it could be something from the very past, somebody that you used to work with, or somebody that like felt rejected, something like that. And I don't mean to be a downer on it. 2 of clubs. Somebody that maybe like said one thing and did the other, totally split, There's a bit of closure that comes to that, right? All right. All right. So, thanks, June, for being there. D, you'll have to tell a Capricorn to just wait a minute till I say hello to our friend Steve. And June, thank you so much for being here. It's a pleasure to have you, as always. Steve, thanks so much for the big old super chat. That's nice of you. That's kind of you. You are the sun. This makes life a foolish game. That's right. Life is a carnival, believe it or not. Life is a carnival, 2 bits a shot. Oh, you're welcome, June. Thanks for being here. Thanks for checking us out, as always. We're not in a sprint. We're in a marathon. It was just like floating through the atmosphere, and I thought, let's go online and see which of our friends are hanging out. And so far, so good. I'm pretty sure for like the 3 people that still know we exist and actually get notifications or even use YouTube anymore. Some people are just so awake they just stopped using YouTube altogether. They were like, well, it was fun while it lasted. Let's get to living life here a little bit more, which is cool too. I don't expect, it's like a doctor. The way the doctor should be. D, you gotta listen to this. The way the doctor should be, not Dr. Pepper, not Dr. Cola, but the way a doctor should be is to not want to see you. The doctor that's always like, oh, come back in 2 weeks. Oh, come back in 2 weeks. Oh, here's more pills. Oh, come back in 2 weeks. That's the doctor where I'd be like, I need a new doctor. Because the doctor I want to have is a doctor that's like, here, I never want to see your face around here today, or ever, right? Yeah, things are looking up. And what do you need to know, Steve? What do you need to know? Would you like some cards this evening? Thanks for the big super chat. That was great. Absolutely fantastic. I was thinking we should have some tunes. June flower, it is the hour for the June flower. Are there any famous songs about June? June? I'm trying to rack my brain for songs about June. Yeah, it's been a long time since we've been on. I've been flailing about. I can't even say that I've been in deep meditation. I've just been more in like hardcore intuition school, you could call it. Like not even a real school, but just like a school of real life. That's like forcing my power of intuition to be at the top of its game. He's supposed to follow that lyrics. June flower, June flower. Oh, we love you, June flower. Oh, I was supposed to. You need to know. Oh, yeah. Oh, Lionel Richie. Oh, man. We're going down a street right now that it's like once in a blue moon for me with Lionel Richie. The ones that you would think he would know are the ones that he doesn't know. That's been my experience, anyways. Should we do it like a mini collective reading? Hey, let's do a pick a card for the people that are here. So then your Capricorn can play also. We get Steve in here, and June, if you want another card, let's do a pick a card for the people that are here. What about the Caribbean Queen? Was that Lionel Richie? With June. June, 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 June. Somebody should write one. All the other months get a song, right? November Rain, Guns N' Roses. February Made Me Shiver. American Pie took place in February. All right. Let's do a pick a card. Either 1, 2, 3, or 4. Just ask in your minds the question you want to ask. Then pick a card. I'll lay out 4 and then pick a card. June, born in July. All right. Let's see what we got here. Show us 4 cards for 4 outcomes for 4 people. Because D's got more in the end. All right. Let's do it. So if you pick card number 1, you picked up a 9 of Wands. The 9 of Wands saying, life is circles. It goes round and round and round. Like a toy train, it goes round and round and round. Okay? Ever notice everything cycles? Like 6, 7 years go by, and you'll arrive at a situation, maybe a place, maybe a face-to-face, and you're like, damn, I feel like I've been here before. I feel like this is a decision I'm about to make is like similar to the one that happened to me 10 or 20 years ago, 15 years ago. Well, why does it feel like that? Because life goes round and round and round in circles. And it's not necessarily a bad thing, but it's like something that needs to learn how to be managed. If you can recognize the patterns of societal, personal, IRL stuff that happens to you in real time as cyclical and pick up on the cues that it's given you, you break free. You break free of this 9 of Wands energy. You use this I've been here before feeling, or I felt this before feeling, and you use it as power. Power! Fight the power! Right? You use it as power, right? Not the kind of power that, like bad power, but like power, like wow, I recognize this as a cycle. So now, without like going seriously like brain deep into everything, just being like, every moment recognizing this cyclical pattern, I can use now to make an improvement over where I was the last time this cycle began, or the last time this cycle ended, or maybe the last time this cycle hit the high point. Okay? So, 9 of Wands, it's not a bad energy. You'll break free. Whatever your question, anyone that picked card 1, you'll break free. Alright, card number 2, here we go. And the card number 2 is a 2. I got the deuce in the trunk of my car. Oh yeah. Wait, no, to those of you lizard people that are listening, I do not have that in the trunk of my car. Okay, like just, yeah. Just turn it off. I'm not a threat. I don't go to school board meetings, okay? We've got the Two of Wands here, okay? She's my little deuce coupe. I bet you know what you got, right? You got an opportunity. So whoever picked card number 2, you've got an opportunity to make things happy, to make things more exciting, to make things filled with energy again. And you could be making something with your hands, or you could be outwardly making the situation right, making the situation better. If you want it, here it is, come and get it. But you better hurry, 'cause it's going fast. Two of Wands actually is like more of a quick moving energy. A lot of times it feels stationary, because in all of the tarot decks, he's just kind of standing there being like, I got 2 sticks and you don't, right? But it's good to have it. It's good energy, and it's quick moving energy, because think about it, like if you had 2 oars, you could move your boat a lot faster. It's about something in your life picking up steam, picking up momentum, and you being a part of it, and you encouraging it. So whatever your question was, just go out and do that. Encourage the right outcome. Focus on the right outcome. Be the ball. Okay? All right, let's see what else we got. Number 3. For those of you that picked number 3, we've got the Knight of Swords here, which means maybe you'll have an encounter with a Randy man through a screen door. Just kidding, that won't happen to you. But this is the Knight of Swords. And the Knight of Swords is there. That's even quicker moving energy. This is the quickest moving energy in the entire deck with the Knight of Swords. This can indicate a young air sign, a young Aquarius, a young Gemini maybe, whatever the other one is. It could be that you are looking at dealing with things with more authority in your life, which means like either getting off the sofa to do it, all the way up to I need to take steps in order to ensure this, whatever your question may be. And the Knight of Swords is there saying you might as well take the steps to secure what it is that you need to secure in order to make your future, right? All these readings are predicated on it's your future, be your future, make your future kind of things. But we all experience obstacles along the way. We all experience times where we kind of need to mount up. We do need to regulate our life. We do need to, just kind of batten down the hatches and weather the storm, and do it with authority, being like, nothing's going to keep me down. Nothing's going to, I'm not going to sing it, but it's not going to break your stride, because you've deemed it as such. You've allowed your word to become your word, right? When you speak with authority. And that could be like, maybe somebody in your situation is learning to deal with that. And the responsibility that comes along, speak your power, speak your truth, speak your peace, but you are, in the end of the day, responsible for that. And, if some environments are way more restricting than others nowadays when it comes to being able to get that speech out of your mind and out into the ether and into the ears of somebody else. It could be a sign that communication is about to occur as well, a message incoming. Okay, so that's good. Oh, nice. And for those of you that picked card number 4, we've got more horsies. 2 more horsies, actually, in Major Arcana, the Chariot. So whoever picked card number 4, you could experience a very benevolent or positive life change in the near future. The number 7 is usually one of blessings and tidings. All right, so that's always nice. And the Chariot as well says, bring balance to the situation. Control your desires, control your urges, but not to the point where you deprive yourself either, right? And the Chariot is all about letting go of regrets. The further away you get from a situation, sometimes the better off you are when you get to that point, when you get to that situation. It's easier to forget about. But yeah, if you keep that chariot in check. You know, it's useful, it's upwardly mobile. It shows that life can generally get exciting if you stay within exciting energy, and you, as the creator, you have the ability to choose whether you want exciting energy or you want some more chilled and laid back energy. And by the balance of those two things, you know, it's going to be a great summer for whoever picked card number 4. The chariot is an excellent blessing and excellent tidings right now. So that's cool. So that just is what it is. The super swinging sounds of the 60s, 70s, and centuries. Yeah. Then we kind of stopped paying attention. Everybody sing out loud. Hi, Christina. Welcome. Welcome, welcome. Okay. Is D still here? Hello, D. I'll be listening while I'm bathing. Splish, splash, I was taking a bath. All about a Saturday night. And then a rub-dub, I was scrubbing in the tub, thinking everything was alright. And then ding-dong, there was someone at the door, and I had to get out of the bath. Couldn't bath anymore. I can't remember the rest. That's an oldie. June, you picked 3. D Lovely, you picked 4. Oh, that's cool. I like the reveal at the end. That's kind of fun and interesting. Christina, how have you been? It's nice to see you. Good to see you. I've been living IRL. It's nice to be back in Dreamland with you folks once again. I can't say thanks enough for those of you that came back after like 6 months and are like, yeah, I'm still here. Okay, D, what was the Cappy's question? What was your Cappy's question? Not the crappy question, the Cappy's question. Let's go ahead and post toast roast DF. I'm the most. I'm not the most. I'm not the least. I'm not the best. I'm not the worst. I'm not the priest. I'm not the beast. I'm not the best. Oh, we already went there. I'm not the worst. I love life for its imperfections. Make it interesting. Makes it so interesting. It's like golf. If you just like hit it up and got it in every time, if you were that good to do that, that game would be so boring. Instead, it's downright frustrating and maddening, and that's the way we like it. I'm going to use voice dictation. All right, do what you gotta do. Do what you need to do. Steve's having a bath. Christina's here now. I feel all warm and fuzzy inside, getting to see June and Dee again. So that's excellent. He's wondering about his health. Okay. Well, alrighty then. Let's have a look. But let's go back to this deck. How have you been, Christina? Type in a few words. Let us know like how awesome things have been or how you are, please. And if you don't want to say, that's okay too. 1 million because he got nervous. Minerva. Oh, Minerva. I'm nervous. Nelly. Nervous Nelly. That's okay. Sometimes, like, I get, like, nervous, too. But, like, not nervous shy, but just, like, nervous where, like, you get the goose pimples, all the goosey bumps, you know? Whoa. Those get you going. Those will get you up in the morning. All right. Here we go. Health for D's Cappy. All right. We can make it an adventure. We can get there if we try. Look at that. How does that? That was just up in June's reading, too. You saw me shuffle. You saw me cut. That's crazy. First card out for June. First card out for D's Cappy. D's Cappy. Oh, Capricorn. Oh, Capricorn. These are beautiful cards. These are beautiful cards. Holy moly. I like this energy a lot. So So like shy nervous energy, one thing about shy nervous energy is like an orange peel. Once you peel through that shy nervous, there's like a big juicy orange inside, and it's great energy. It's life-giving energy. It's wonderful. Ace of Wands, the Sun, Temperance, finding that balance. I feel like whatever it is, it's either you're about to attain a balance with it, or you will be forced into a situation where you do have to find balance with it. But once you do, it turns into magnificent creative energy. The Ace of Wands is here. Creation, creation, creation. Get busy. In the true sense of the word, Gandorf, he didn't have the stick on his back. He had it out in front of him, and then he was like, Alakazam, Alakazoo, and he was making it happen. So keep it out in front, okay? Which means like eyes on the goal at all time, but creating. Like everything that you do has a hint of aspecting back into helping with the big goal, with the final balance, right? And remember, there is no here without there. There is no I have it without I don't have it. So, again, with the Temperance and the Two of Pentacles there, don't sweat the technique, I think, or don't sweat the small stuff. Either of those, don't sweat it, right? It's good. It's fine. The ships seem rocky, but notice in these two cards, like if you overlay them, like Two Cups, the Two Pentacles, like the people holding the same item in each hand, and then you see the tips of the ship and the tips of the wings right here. It's kind of like manifesting. So it's like, again, almost like in June's reading, how we were like waiting like for a purification to come in. And a lot of people, I think, in collective are going to be feeling this type of energy, is for like, all right, when the craziness, when the insanity finally stops, there's going to be like a flowing of purification and of real revelation and realization, where it's like those things that seemed way off in the distance, like those ships, while you were trying to find the balance, once you become the master of that balance, which is Temperance, right? Once you become that person, you're going to realize that those blessings, those ships, they were there just behind you all along, and all you had to do is put them to use. So it's like, this isn't about finding more. This is, again, a reading about using what you have, and being resourceful to a degree. Because nobody that arrives at the Sun card does so out of luck or fluke. Maybe. Nothing. I should never say never, because it's 99.9. You got a 1 in 1,000 chance, right? But most people come by this in a way that challenged them spiritually, physically, and mentally. And if you're coming to grips with that, you're coming to terms with that, you're learning to balance the past with where your life is now, and learning not to sweat the small stuff, then we get into this amazing ace creation energy here, once again, and it's kind of nice. This is really nice to have, especially like for a more masculine energy. When you have this card, it's like full throttle, full steam ahead. I'm going to do it, and I'm going to protect and love, along the way, your values and what caused you to realize the great power that is within that creative energy. Because there's creative power, there's creative energy, but there's great power inside of that energy. And when you break it down to the smallest of substance, the thoughts that you resonate with, the thoughts that you have, the thoughts that you push away, even to the career path that you choose, these are things that are kind of creating the background environment to your IRL, to your in real life. Whether that's skyscrapers, whether that's, a desert oasis, whether, it's a field of beautifully growing vegetables, whatever, that place is for you, your thoughts, the ones that you continually process, and the ones that you unconsciously process at work, could be something as simple as like the radio station you listen to, or, what you think about when your brain kind of goes silent and you're like, oh, that's the first thought that popped into my head. And it's either followed by, yeah, that's a great idea, or, oh shit, I still need to deal with that. Whatever that means. It's about coming to grips with that. He's got a firm grip on that creative energy. So by thought organization, We find temperance through not sweating the small stuff and keeping these thoughts organized. Whatever brought you, all the success that brought you to this point, it doesn't end. It just continues again, but you bring a balance of the past to it this time to make it even greater. Okay? Excellent. All right. Juicy. That good old juicy juice. I'll get you an oracle card here too as well, friend. All right. Steve's a grandpappy. That's excellent. That's excellent. These kids running around this planet, just... I feel like we should do, like, future predictions for the year 2202. You know, for when they're great-grandmammies and pappies. So that's great. He is juicy. Okay. And Christina says, I'm good, kids, community, and growing food and medicine. And speaking of that, dear Capricorn friend, we've got the card of community. I'm going to read from this card. I'm going to read you from the book from this card. I hope you don't mind. It's just that community is like a contested battleground in the information war right now. It's one of those words. It's one of those ideas that's like trying to be used for political gain. So I'm going to read from the book so that I don't conflict you or myself or anybody. And we'll see what it says. That was good. We're not done yet. We're not done yet. Great grandpappies. Oh. Doesn't even tell me, oh, it's in alphabetical order. That's why I couldn't find it. All right. Here we go. It says, most of our education is provided through our community connections. We learn from our families, social circles, local school groups, and workplace. Having a strong sense of community gives our life meaning and purpose. You may have felt like you were adopted at birth, struggling to fit in with other people. Sometimes feeling alone and isolated has made it difficult to connect with people on a personal level. Struggling with this has created an avenue for tough relationships or seeking approval from others instead of just being yourself. You don't need to change your personality to fit someone else's mold. Learn to love your differences and you will shine brighter than any star. Find your tribe. Your spirit tribe or soul tribe consists of the people who understand you and love you without conditions. Creating connections with like-minded people brings meaningful communication in your life. Don't be afraid to stand out. Now is the time to celebrate your differences. This is what makes you unique after all. Celebration of uniqueness, living in authenticity. Soul connections make strong and powerful relationships. Community participation is encouraged now. Engaging in community activities, volunteering, or emergency services provide you a sense of purpose. Community partnerships involving family and friends are very important now. Join a group organization that interests you and you'll benefit from your skills and your experience. Find your sense of community spirit and take time to understand the world in which you live. Gain understanding in human behavior. Connect to your tribe now. Coming together with your soul family provides you with support. So I would say this is a good news card. This is also an encouragement card, okay? This is a unrecognized potential kind of card, you know, like the more you know, no, not the more you know, like you can do it. Not even you can do it energy. It's more like you didn't know you could do it, maybe because you just didn't know about it, you know, and unrecognized potentiality. I'm able to celebrate my differences, connecting with others in love, light, and pure consciousness. And let's see if we can get one song up for you, just because. June, I use June's playing card as a clarifier instead of a song card. Let's see what you get. Let's see what you get. Look at this. We can't make this up. This must be more collective energy. She's my little loose coupe. I don't know what I got. Right? It's good. It's quicker moving energy. And it also speaks to that unrealized potential. The Two of Clubs there. So making it happen. Okay? Thanks so much. And thanks, Dee, for being the middle man, the middle lady, the middle friend in there, right? June, I'm going to pull you a playing card. Just for being awesome. And then Christina, I see what you put in here about staying busy and staying focused on all the good stuff, all the right stuff. And if you would like, I can do a mini spread for you as well. Just to say hi, just to catch up, just to say thanks. The Three of Cups, right? What is it? My best friend and your best friend sitting by the fire. My best friend said to your best friend, I'm gonna light your flag on fire. Talk about hey now, Aiko ane. Don't ask me why, June. It's just what comes up. It's just what comes out. So, Spider-Man. Great grandpops. Wow. Time goes by. Time goes by. Sure. All right. Any specific direction, Christina? Anywhere you would like to go? Anywhere where you would like us to steer the ship? Steer the boat? Playing with the Queen of Hearts. No one says it's really smart. The Joker is the only fool who'd do anything to you. Juicy, right, D? It's juicy. All right. This is such a nice pace to the program. I wish we could do it like this more often. That's on me, though. I don't see, like, I'm wishing we could do it, but then I don't do it, right? It's gotta take me. But priorities. Sometimes, like, sometimes you're grinding and sometimes you're shining, right? That's just the nature of it. Like, when you're in doing the grind, it's like, get in there and do the grind. But then when it's time to shine, don't stress the grind. Not even one little bit. Not even one little iota. All right. Let's do that, Christina. Let's do that. It's like, who turned the crazy level up in this world, like, for the last couple years? It got flipped. The script got flipped. I have a feeling the script is about to flip again. But don't flip out. Don't flip in. Flipping. Okay, what's coming out for Christina L? Show us outcomes or whatever's coming out for Christina L. Thanks for coming out. Alright. Alright, here we go. I feel that old friend energy. Not old, I feel that established friend energy. So we're not getting old. Alright. Here we go. Ooh. Nice. Hierophant, 10 of Cups, 6 of Wands, and the Magician card. Wow. Okay. Let's begin with the scribe, the teacher, the Hierophant, the one that knows. These I feel are like your institutions, your benches of faith, or your workstations, the place where you go to craft things, make things, your institutions. So your heart, your mind, your lower Tao, like your gut, right, where all of the spiritual energy is kind of like processed and refined and made specific to be the exact likeness and uniqueness of Christina. Like, those are your institutions, the things that you work on in your heart, the things that you work on mentally, the things that you work reflectively in the outside world, right? That covers your relationship and your work life and your IRL stuff, right? And when you're at these crafting tables doing these work within these institutions, the Hierophant and the Magician are like at one. It's like, we don't get fooled again. We won't be fooled by this, even if it comes across the table, even if it comes across our path. We recognize, because of the upkeep of these institutions in our heart and mind and spirit, that we can't be fooled again, that we won't be fooled again, that now we can see through the illusion. Now we have a greater sense of strength and confidence of knowing what it is all about, or what it was all about, that led you to this point. And this point is definitely not disappointing because of the Six of Wands and Ten of Cups. It's like, it's got you there. It's like your arrival is complete. It's like you had this flight is going to, way beyond a benevolent state of nirvana or bliss. You've already been checked in, got your boarding pass, stowed away your luggage, and you're there with Source's headphones on, being like, I'm ready to go. I'm ready for the plane to take me there. I'm ready for the next experience. I'm ready to make this happen because you've arrived here. But there's also this side of you with the Ten of Cups being there that's being like, you're being rewarded for taking the time to enjoy and appreciate, right? Appreciation being like a universal language of understanding and love is about to reward you, or it's continually rewarding you right now. And this is the energy that's coming in for you, so that when these finer institutions of mind, body, and self are at play, then that's the energy that's pouring into them. And then what's coming out is kind of like, maybe you feel sometimes that you don't know what to do with the extra energy that's coming out. Or if you feel exhausted all the time, you're wondering like, could this energy be being blocked or diffused in some sort of way? Because the energy that's coming out should be very useful energy, right? Appreciation is great. You say thank you, but people don't use appreciation generally to advance their thing. Like, oh, well, maybe if I tip, I'll get better service. Or maybe if I'm really polite, these people will like me. To that extent, yes. But the real appreciation that we show is like kind of transmitted, almost like telepathically, in a way. Like, I know that you know, so I won't try and explain it anymore. But the energy coming out, right, is meant to be like more like clay, less like ether, more like clay on the energy that's coming out, where it's like now you can manipulate it, you can use the energy, and it's always some form of advancement, because let's face it, with the Six of Wands, we're always marching towards more victory, a better tomorrow, a new day, all that stuff. Like I said, when the plane lands in paradise, you'll be like, oh, well, I was the first one on this flight, but everybody's in a rush to get off of here. Maybe I'll just use a little bit of that energy of appreciation and what I have right now to let the world go by. Let everybody that got on this flight get there first. I don't care anymore. That's fine with me. And again, it just shows that there's this inner process happening with you in this lifetime, Christina L., that is one of constant refinement. The magician and the Hierophant working together to be like, create it, test it against faith and purity and love and compassion. And if it passes, we keep it. We put it in the handbag and it works, and we save it for next time to wherever we come to live or manifest ourselves next, right? It's just very good energy. And it's fun stuff to talk about with you because it's more IRL than IRL. It's more real than pain and pleasure, let's say, right? And it's often like that. Oh, Six of Wands. Here for your protection. Okay. Suited up. Yeah. And often on these voyages, in the world today, making your way in the world today takes everything you've got. Taking a break from all your worries sure will help a lot, right? I don't know. I get this sense that you're traveling. Okay, you're leaving on a jet plane. There's all this stuff's coming in, so that's fantastic. But the protection is also key. Security is very important for root chakra maintenance. That which we don't take care of that can lead to future worry. We're in control of that too as creators at all levels, right? It's almost like, but when you become a creator, when you become a kind and gentle soul, we're not really in an environment where it's like we can shine 1000%. We have these layers of protection, sort of like these shield bubbles, these shield auras around us that we need in order not to be ripped apart I guess you could say, at the end of the day, like you don't want to get ripped apart by negative energies or things that are coming your way, which, because of the yin and the yang of it all, when you're so far along in your spiritual journey, the distance that you've come plus the distance that you could have went the other way, sometimes it comes back and it tries to get in your face a little bit. So when it does that, it's like, remember, like, I know that sometimes we all wish we could shine brighter, but at the same time, it's like maybe we're a little bit appreciative that maybe it's a good thing that I'm not like that tall of a flower. Some kid's gonna come along and pick me up. Maybe it's a good idea that I keep that shield bubble on. So something in this message saying there might be an instance where you really want to speak up, but erring on the side of caution of not speaking up is probably going to be more beneficial to you. Just if I can give you a little nugget of something that I think would probably occur. And again, with the travel thing, very exciting. Very, very exciting. Okay, so that's what came out, Christina. I'm going to try and get you a song card here, too. 5 of Spades. This is like dark. This is like, and I'm feeling, what is it? When the dogs find her, got time and time to wait for tomorrow to find it. I don't know. It's Soundgarden, but that's what came out. All right. Oh, that's good. Hi, Chloe. Since 2020. Yeah, the world. It's a mad world. REM, Mad World. That's one you should... Bum, 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 bum. It has that really like, oh my god type, and it like beat to it. It's freaky song. It's a freaky song. I love it though. All right. Any questions, Christina? Is that good? Is that bad? Is that ugly? Is that like not even really what you wanted to hear about? All right. Is it commercial time? Or should we go to commercial? Let's go to commercial. We go to commercial.
The wait is over. It's finally here. Friday night chili bowling at Andy's Bowling Alley. Every Friday night, anyone who buys at least 2 games of bowling gets a free bowl of chili. So don't wait. Book a lane now. Due to recent incidents, the chili will only be distributed at the end of your visit. That way you can enjoy it wherever you want. In a park, at home, or on a construction site. In the meantime, you'll have all the fun that bowling can provide. So come on back and be reminded that you're not actually that good at bowling. Andy's Bowling Alley.
Bring the whole family to At the Old Grain Mill, old-fashioned family restaurant. At the Old Grain Mill always has the best service and the best home-style meals in town. We'll make sure you always leave At the Old Grain Mill with a smile and a full belly. Now, be sure that you come down to At the Old Grain Mill, old-fashioned family restaurant, and not the abandoned grain facility at the edge of town. It's not safe for visitors and poses serious risks to anyone who dares enter that old mill, which was forced to close down years ago. We ordered our sign and uniforms before we learned of the existence of that dangerous old flour mill, so we are not responsible for what happened there on that awful night. We just want to focus on making great meals every night at the Old Grain Mill, old-fashioned family restaurant. At the Old Grain Mill, from our family to yours.
All right, and we're back. Hey, anytime, Christina. It's good to see you. I think that maybe we should pull some card. We did pick a card. Let's do a little collective reading now, because those of you that have been so kind as to come are sticking around. So maybe we could do a bit of a collective reading, or if anyone has any ideas about like something we could like use the tarot to like find out some information about, maybe we could play that game for a little while. June says, I had a reading from this guy a year ago. It was so amazing. He knew things no one else could have known. That's excellent. You gotta love it when that happens. I really want... Yeah. That's good. When readers are just like dialed right in, I had the best one I ever had was a handwriting analysis. There was a guy that I worked with a long time ago, over 20 years ago, and he said, I was like, okay, show me your skills, and he said, oh, just sign your name on a piece of paper, like. So I signed my name, and he was able to tell me things that had happened to me in my life so accurately, like all the way through, just based on the way that I like curved the letters and made my letters. Yeah, sometimes June. Yeah, sometimes June. I don't do any medium work, but yeah, it's like there's like viewing that occurs for sure. Yeah, the old grain mill. Oh, and Chloe, we have to do a reading for Chloe too. That's right. Let's do that. Is Chloe there? Hi, Nikawa Bees TV. Or Steve, do you and Chloe want one together? What are we doing? I'll get to you really quick, as quick as a bunny there, Nikwa B. Hopefully I'm saying that right. Nikwa, and Nikwa. Equal. Yeah, right? Those experiences. It's just like balance of like, wow, life is happening, and then you're happening to life. Talking about visions, talking about love, talking about all those good things. Oh, okay, that's good. Steve says, yeah. Okay, so we're going to do cards for Steve and Chloe. We got a bouncer. A Wheel of Fortune. Please take in mind that this reading is for your entertainment purposes only. Just kidding. This is like the... this. What can I say? This is the information that you need to know. Like... Hello Earth type stuff. Again, she's a Scorpio and you're the Taurus. Oh yeah, you share that Taurus moon with your Taurus sun. Let me tell you about the birds and the bees and the flowers and the trees. Okay, just for Chloe. Thanks, Steve. I love when I ask those open-ended those questions, like, do you want this, that, or the other thing? And then I say, yep. I'll take them all. Okay, Nikwa, we'll read for Steve, and then we'll read for you. See your first time here, Nikwa B? Thanks for joining us. Welcome to our little tribe. Welcome to our little party. Welcome to our little time that we have together. Okay. Chloe. Here we go. We start with the Page of Swords. Prince of Swords. Knight of Swords. Sorry, it's not the page. It's the Prince. Six of Wands is up here again. Two of Pentacles. It's an interesting card. Oh, and the Ten of Cups. Nice to see that. What is it? How do the Canadians say it? New dude about it. New dude about it. There is no doubt about it. Okay? Whatever it is, Chloe, whatever's going on there in the back of your mind, whatever's going on that, you feel like sometimes you just can't get your head around it, the answer right now is to have no doubt. Almost to the point of have no fear. Whatever the situation, if it's work, if it's people that are potentially like trying to bring you down or people that got you down, I feel like there might be some of that. Or you feel in competition, don't have a doubt. Because it shows that the doubts could be slowing you down. With the Knight of Swords and the fast-moving energy coming through again, and the Six of Wands being a victorious, fast energy that could be faster, but it's being like weighed down. It's being harnessed a lot more. The horse in that card versus the horse in the other card is allowed to run wild and free. It's almost like we're wishing that we could get back to some Chariot energy there, where it's like, how can I get my grounded self, my self that's in the grind, the productive self, that it's like, yes, you're happy to work hard, but it's like you work so hard that you can relax, so that when you're relaxing, all you can think about is, I got to go out there and get it. I got to go out and find it. I got to go out and do it again. When at the end of the day, it's like, when you're relaxing, don't doubt that inevitably you're going to feel a grand sense of bliss or nirvana on a more full-time basis. And maybe that has a lot to do with it. It's like, some days you're feeling up, some days you're feeling down. Sometimes within a day you can feel up and feel down, and you can't quite put your thumb on it, being like, what is that trigger? What exactly is causing me to feel that way, or to view things, optimistically one minute and pessimistically the next minute? Two of Pentacles is here doing his juggling duties. And you're kind of in that energy where it's like, am I responsible for my good moods and my bad moods? Are these other people really, am I letting them have that much control over how how well I'm feeling? And then on your days off, on your break from everything, whatever it is you do, when you take a break from everything, you're going to get that feeling on a more permanent or full-time level, where eventually it will be like nothing's standing there to bring you down. No, I'm not saying don't be responsible, but you will have managed your responsibilities in such a way where the thought of those responsibilities or acting on those responsibilities are not going to feel like such a chore. They're not going to feel like such a downer. They're not going to feel like, it causes you to be grounded, and in that grounding, it's kind of like unhappy that we can't be more fluttery and fluffy and vibe away and feel super chill. And then in the super chill time, it's like, oh, there's worry. I should feel more grounded. I feel like I need to do more. I feel like, I should have had it by now. This two of Pentacles of being an interesting energy there. And I can't tell you what to do, how to live your life. I'm just saying it feels like there's like some opposing forces, like those two horses. They're definitely opposite ends of the stick. The two Pentacles in the act, like, if one gets dropped, is the other one useless? Like the two ships that you see up above him, are they traveling together? Are they traveling separately? Is one dependent on the other? But when it comes to matters of emotion and the heart and things like that, 10 of Cups is here, being like, you're protected. You have protection energy about you as well, like that shield bubble. And I feel a lot of times, like, you're quick to recognize suffering from when it comes from within. You're like, I just don't like that. I just don't like the way that feels, or I don't like the fact that, I have to deal with this situation. Steve, you're a real handful. I'm just kidding. Steve is not, I don't feel that handful. Whether this is like a new job, I remember you were trying to find a job, you were looking for a specific job in the past. So I still get this sense of like competition, achievement, and completion, and colleagueship, and all of these things that go along with that now. And that energy is kind of like, you do a very good job of bringing it back to center every day. But during the day when you're in the grind, I feel like it can split you wide apart. And it's like, I don't like the fact that I feel like not really like painting yourself into a corner, but you've signed up for the grind, and the grind is what it becomes. And do the ends justify the means in any given lifetime? Depending on what you want out of life. Maybe the thing you want most eludes you because you already have it. I heard a famous philosopher say that once, right? So that's just some of the energies, and I don't mean to be a negative Nancy or harp on anything at all. It's just that it feels like there's a division there that you could cure, but it's been very difficult for you because the one horse, he's out of control, and the other horse, he has been haltered. It's been kind of like, stopped. So we got to kind of get them both running and in the same direction. And then once that happens, it's like the juggling act can cease, and you can return to the 10 of Cups energy to feel in love. And here's what you need. Here's what you need. A little bit of rest, right? anything health related, anything like that we just spoke about relates as it relates to rest is really good, because there's peace and calm always just around the corner, right? And sometimes instead of like swimming with the current towards it or swimming away from the current, away from it, not knowing what around the corner brings or what the future will hold, whether you force it, fight against it, encourage it, force with it, the best way towards the future is through rest, is to like imagine floating down a river, and the river got real crazy and you could just like flop around in the water. Eventually the water would take you there to where you are going. There's no need to really do anything about whatever it is you're worried about now. Just rest on it. Rest in assuredness of faith, okay, and goodwill that even if you just rest, eventually you will come to it. It will make you, it's like time is an amazing thing. It always leads you somewhere. The now is now, always now, but it's leading somewhere. The future is like just a made up place in a way, but because what the chain of now does, time is always leading us somewhere. And sometimes the best way to get there is to rest. It was like there was a sci-fi movie I watched one time and they're getting on the spaceship and they're going far away, but they just like put all the passengers to sleep because it was like however million light years away. So they just put all the passengers to sleep. Right? And it's like, don't be lazy. I know you're not lazy, but rest is encouraged now. Okay, Chloe? All right. We'll get a song card out for you. I like that Ten of Cups energy. The Two of Pentacles is a bit of a damper on the situation in this reading. It's funny. He can be good or bad. He's just kind of like a clown. Oh, you got Ace Joker, right? What could we have there? What song could we have there with the Ace of Hearts and the Joker, right? Was it only fools fall in love? I don't even know if that's a real song, but it's something to do with foolish love, right? What is not Earth Angel? What's the other one? You shake my nerves and you rattle my brain. That kind of love drives a man insane. You broke my will. Oh, what a thrill. Goodness gracious. Great balls of fire. Okay. Oh, it's your first time here? And you're a Capricorn as well. All right. We're loaded up with earth signs. And to Chloe, my fellow Scorpio, thanks for being here. Thanks for hanging out with us. It's really cool of you. Thanks for the super chat, guys. That was excellent. All right, Nick. Now I forget how to say it. Niqua. Yeah, now I remember. Niqua. Just give me a moment and we'll get on with it. All right. Peace and blessings to you as well. Okay, Niqua, this is how it works. June's Cancer, nice. Niqua, how it works is it's your turn now, so you just can go ahead and post whatever query, question that you would like. Hi, Ron. Good to see you here. Thanks for coming up. There's just a few of us hanging out tonight, so just hang tight. We got one ahead of you, and then you're good to go. It's good to see you. Thanks for coming. About you being a handful? That's too funny. I know, my reading's all depressing. It's like, work on yourself. Do this. Don't do that. I'm such a grandmother. Should just be more, like, fun. But the cards say what the cards say. Say. Well, thanks, Steve. And Chloe, I wasn't sure. Is Chloe? Are you working now? Did you get the job that you wanted? I think weren't you looking to work at the bank or something? Yeah, everything is good as it should be. The world has gone kind of towards the lizard swamp, but that's okay. We're here for a good time, not a long time, right? As a trooper used to say. Yeah, everything's well. Run, did you get your car? Did you get your car? The nice thing about being away for so long and just having like a solid core crew of people is I get to remember. Niqua. Paging Niqua. I wonder if there's a bit of a time delay. This very well could be. Oh, good. I'm glad. That stuff we were looking at like last year. That's good. Oh, I'm trying to... Now you're really testing my memory, June. Because I can remember the stuff that happened last year, but having the stuff that happened 20 minutes ago, I might be at a loss. So I've been a little irresponsible. Ain't nothing wrong with that. There ain't nothing wrong with that. Nothing wrong with that at all, right? It's the imperfections in life that make it fun, make it interesting, make it beautiful, make it worth living. To Savannah. Everybody's going to Georgia. What is it? There was a song about Georgia. I don't know, it's on my mind, but I can't think of the name of it. There's a I can't think of that song about Georgia. It's like right on the tip of my mind. We can't type very fast. June, let me think of again for a minute. I think Niqua might have left. Third and final boarding call for Niqua. Let's see, what card did I pull for you? Christina got Soundgarden. I can't remember. Oh, did Chloe get a song? Chloe didn't get a song. Good thing you remembered me. Reminded me. See what we can come up with. Three of clubs. When the lights go down in the city. That's all that came, because I don't know. That's the song that came, but I don't remember the lyrics to it. Chloe. When the lights go out in the city. Oh, I want to be by your side, or something like that. I wish I could do better for you, but that's the song that came. No, she already lives in Georgia, and she's got a big gap in her teeth. All right. All right. My friend Pete used to have a cat, Savannah. That was back in college. I don't know how I remember stuff, but I remember stuff. Journey. When the lights go down in the city. All right. Run. I think Niqua is gone or is not typing. So if you would like some cards, please just give me a little question and we will shimmy your way. And the sunshine on the bay, right? Yeah. I don't know. That song. I love that song, but I only hear it on the radio when it comes on, and then I always forget. And the sun shines down on the bay. Lord, I want to be by your side each and every day. Something like, yeah. Oh well. No, just a general. Okay, okay, that's good. That's real good. It's a late night Wednesday crew hanging out. Well, not that late night yet, but we're getting there. So glad to be able to come on and see you guys. It's fantastic, and gals. Oh, what's going on? And I wake in the morning and I step outside and I take a deep breath and I get real high and I feeling a little peculiar. Oh, nice. So the lights are going down in the city. All right. The devil went down to Georgia. No, it's a different song about Georgia. It's on my mind, but I can't think of the name of it. Because you're going to Savannah. Going to Savannah, and we're gonna be in Georgia, and we're going to Savannah because it's in Georgia. Okay. General reading, please. Minnesota. Shout out to Minnesota. Not far away, eh? Alright. General for Runt, please. Alright. When the lights go down. Okay, Runt, let's see what we got today. Ooh. See, and I was singing that song. Going to the chapel and I'm gonna get married. Going to the chapel and I'm... 4 Pentacles, 5 of Cups, 3 of Wands. Nice. Spirit made manifest. Something good is coming your way, Ron. I know, typical tarot reader. Like, can it get any more general and typical than something good is coming your way? No, it can't. But sometimes it just is. Okay? I have no shame in saying that something good is coming your way. So we got the Lovers and we got the 3 of Wands, so that's good. I have a feeling like you might have just met someone or you might be about to meet somebody because 3 of Wands, Spirit made manifest is kind of like genie in the bottle energy. Sometimes like poof, new person in your life. Doesn't necessarily mean that it's a lover. There's a good chance that it could be a lover, could be a friend, right? Could be somebody from the past even that pops up because of 5 of Cups. But I feel the energy is leaning more likely to somebody new, somebody that you haven't met yet. Okay. And the 4 of Pentacles. You are quite worried about being irresponsible. Tisk, tisk, tisk. It's one thing to be irresponsible, but it is a travesty to feel bad about being irresponsible. Okay? If you're going to be irresponsible, feel good about it. Okay? There's like... Because then what's the point? You might as well just be responsible, right? And just do the right thing. 4 Pentacles, though, is saying stop peeing the money away. We got to make sure that, things are taken care of. And if you've been worried about the inflation, you're not alone. We're all in that same old boat. And hopefully that boat is going to stay afloat for a little while till we make it across the moat. Have fun storming the castle. Didn't they say in The Princess Bride where you have fun storming the castle? It's like when you arrive at the shore, you can't go further anymore and you have to wait for the boat. Well, you know what? It's a good time for rest and relaxation. And mark it as a milestone. Even you get that feeling sometimes of deja vu, or like it can be simple as like a memory that just kind of strikes you just right, and you're like, that's got a good vibe to it. if you recognize that as like a milestone of like being in the purity of the now, like, yeah, that's the spice of life. That's the stuff of life. That's what I like. And you don't let that moment just kind of pass you by. Inevitably, it does pass you by. You have to let it pass you by. But to honor the moment, it doesn't have to be any like sacred ritual thing. It's just a simple recognition. Like, that was cool. That was awesome, right? Whereas if you've got tunnel vision for certain things in the future, and sometimes even through some of those irresponsibilities, you lose sight of that. And not that you're being irresponsible is a bad thing, as long as you're enjoying it. It does sometimes detract from one's ability to honor themselves, right? Because that's always like a looming energy. It becomes like a residual energy. But even irresponsible moments can be milestone moments where it's like, I took that time to have fun. I lived young, wild, and free. I exercised my God-given rights to go out and have a night, to have a time, to have some fun, right? Whatever that might be. As long as you're honoring it, so it doesn't feel just like something strung to crocheted together random events. Recognize it for being your life, and recognize your life for being important and for being worth living in every minute. That sounds like a real pep talk, I know, but this Five of Cups energy is here. It's being like, don't let residual energy attach itself to you this year or anymore. As a creator runt, you sometimes do have things that stick to you. You know, sometimes they're yours. Sometimes it's, a relationship that's been created with another person, or a relationship that, you've had since, you came to Earth. These residual energies, no matter how strong they present as memory, do not have to remain powerful enough to influence mood, right? Because like thoughts become mood becomes habits become, or patterns, and patterns become habits, and then habits eventually become your life and can take you over. So it's like, if you can keep yourself free of any residual energy, then you're going to feel I want to say excavated, but a dug up level of like inner freedom, something that's been inside of you for a long time that you've just been wanting to go and do, wanting to go and create, but you've kept it deep inside for a long time, and there might have been a little bit of, worry or frustration about actually like getting it out there into the world. But the most important thing, the major arcana that's here is the Lovers, is whatever it is that you're doing, do what you love and love what you do. And when you do that, when you do what you love and love what you do, life doesn't feel like life anymore. It feels like, life could be a dream. Life could be a dream, sweetheart. Right? Oh, nice. You started dating someone new. That's good. That's good. I hope the words resonated while you were thinking of that person and whatever you might be questioning with that person, because the words facilitate the thought. Oh, nice. I like this card for you very, 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 very much. This is a card of compassion. Okay. She's there with the lotus flower underneath. So it's like self-care. That's probably the overarching theme of all of the gibberish that I just spewed. The tiny little important bit was in there was about honoring self, taking time to honor self, and compassion. You're kind of weighing maybe compassion at this level, being like, there's certain things that I love, there's certain things that I won't tolerate, and there's certain things that, really make my head spin, and there's certain things that trigger my gag reflex. And to a certain extent, I try and manage them, but to have compassion means to have compassion for all. And that can be a really tough spiritual ladder to climb. But for some reason, I feel like it's important to you. People's feelings, people's rights, people's voices, the humanity of it all. That's very important to you, Runt. And I really like that about you. I think that's That's a virtue that needs no introduction, so to speak, and it needs no encore, it needs no follow up. It's a standalone, and people can recognize it within you. Not saying that it's like even egotistical. Oh, she's such a bitch because she's so nice. No, that's all right. It's fun times. Let's see what the singer's got for you. You got the 9 of Spades. Well, how about what's coming to mind? Oh, are you kidding me? Wow. I can't do the lobster, rock lobster, but it's the other one. The Love Shack is a little old place where we can get together. Love Shack, baby. And why the 9 of Spades? In tarot, the 9 of Spades is the Nightmare card. Okay? But don't be afraid of it. This card is just representing the overcoming of fear, right? I feel like you're dealing with a little bit of that, like overcoming that fear. And that's okay. The mind is a funny thing. And that's why I don't think the song was coming in so clearly. Funky little shack, right? Maybe that's a metaphor. Maybe the love shack is a metaphor for your skull, like for your brain. Like there's all this compassion and the lover's card and everything's going on in there and it's all happening in your brain and you're like, is love meant to take place in my brain? Is it meant to drive me crazy? Why do I feel the way that I feel? Why do I do what I do? Why do I do the dang things that I do? This brain of mine, right? Well, maybe what's happening is that there's a big old love party going on in your brain. If you started dating somebody, right? Maybe that's just it. The Love Shack is for real. There's one in Savannah, Georgia. There's also one in your brain, right? So when it comes to thinking, make love, not war. All right. Runt, lots of love for you. Thanks for being on the program. All right. I think that's everybody. I think we talked to everybody that's been here so far. TikTok readings be like XD. Next level. I didn't even know they did readings on TikTok. Steve says, thanks, Steve. Those are kind words. Those are kind words shared by a true scholar and gentleman. Really appreciate that. Midnight Train to Georgia, right? There's another song about Georgia, and it's on my mind, but I can't think of the name of it. Oh, what is it? Was that Midnight Train to Georgia? Is it Bob Seger? Or is it... No, I don't think it's Bob Seger. On the bullseye as always. Okay, let's do another group reading. We did pick a card last time. Let's do another group reading. See what comes out. This is where you get like more of my op-ed, more of my opinion piece, my opinion editorial via the tarot. Someone finally got it. Somebody finally got it. I counted it to be Steve. The funny guy. Yeah. All right. Tarot, tell us what you can tell us for the remainder of 2022 to the year 2202. Ray Charles. Old Ray. I love old Ray. Alright. Show us some insight into the future for us collectively in this room here. Freedom-loving people. Compassionate, kind, spiritual people. What can the kind, compassionate, spiritual evolved, freedom-loving people expect in the rest of 2022 to the year 2002. We'll just pull one card at the end for 2202. Yeah. You guys see that Tuesday bit where it was like February 22nd, 2022, and then it fell on a Tuesday? To me, that was just so funny. Benevolence. All right, here we go. We're going to do this the old-fashioned way. Knight of Swords. This is at the center. What we are going through, what we were going around, what we're going over, what we're going under, what we're going through. This is a Knight of Swords. This is a fast-moving energy, right? Things have gotten faster and faster and faster and faster. Just when you think shit couldn't get any worse, well, here's another crisis and another crisis. And here's more bad policy, and here's another crisis to put adversity on your existence. But alas, the Knight of Swords is not going to pander. He's not going to meander. He's not going to stand aside and brush off his dander. He is going to stay focused. So I think focus for us is a big part of what needs to happen now. There's a lot of distractions, but the sword that he's holding, always in swords, single sword is truth, represents truth, right? Whether it's 80 proof, 90 proof, raise the roof, he carries the truth. So when it comes to this, it comes to laser focus, and it comes to very quick moving energy. We don't want to be distracted. We don't want to be bogged down. We don't want to be turned about by any sort of, wild goose chase or nimbly-bimbly situation. And I don't mean by all the regular vices like gambling, drinking, drugs, wine, women, and song, as they used to say. If I can still say that on air, wine, women, and song. It's not just those distractions. It's the other distractions, It's the constant bombardments of, water cooler talk, what's on the boob tube, any of that, what your local protesters are saying. There's so many things and ideas to get distracted by that it's easy to lose the focus. And I think that for this year, these distractions have been hyped. They're like in overdrive. They're, on a megaphone and a loudspeaker in your face distractions. Because it's like they're wanting the world to pick a side. Who are you cheering for? Are you cheering for Vladimir or are you cheering for Vladimir? Vladimir. Whose side are you on? At the end of the day, it's like, who cares? We're spiritual creatures. We didn't come to excel at your lizard school. We came here for purposeful, divine, infinite, benevolent reasonings and reckonings with our Creator, and to manifest them in ways that felt amazing. That's why we are not sending our kids back to your lizard school. It doesn't matter, right? We got to stay laser focused of who we are, and that we're not a part of this shit. And no matter how much they beg us to become a part of this shit, we're not going to be a part of this shit. Okay? That's the Knight of Swords, kind of going out, conquering it. And it can seem like the world's against you. Like, it can seem like it's all an uphill battle. Like, we're outnumbered. But that, at the end of the day, that doesn't matter. Because the knight has that faith that's going to allow him to charge forward. And in this case, like, sometimes it can reflect recklessness, the Knight of Swords. But what we're doing is we're avoiding recklessness. We're staying focused to avoid the recklessness. Because the Knight of Swords is also a very great card. When the Knight of Swords remains focused, it's like a card of accomplishment. It's a card of getting it done, right? So that's good. And what are we getting done? Well, let's see what's coming across our situation. The King of Swords now. Everybody wants to rule the world. Okay? But not everybody can rule the world. That's me. Just kidding. It's all of us that rule the world. Not one single person can do it, but everybody can do it. And if everybody can do it, nobody can do it. Right? Nothing's impossible because I see people doing nothing every day. And that's the truth of the matter, you know. Are you going to be dictated to? Are you going to be told what is right, what is wrong, what is truth, what is lies? Are you going to be told that this is acceptable and this is not acceptable? Are you going to be told? Of course you're going to be told. That's the way this thing is set up, is to be told, right? What's preferred, right? But sometimes the king doesn't always know what's good for him. You know, the king's like, give me my goblet of wine. But sir, the goblet's made of lead. We found this out 500 years ago, that you can't drink wine from a lead goblet or you will perish. I don't care. It's my favorite cup of power. Oh, I want some of it now. And so the king doesn't always know what's good for him. So be careful what you wish for is kind of the theme to this King of Swords that's crossing us, right? You know, do you really want what you say that you want? Do you really want to go where you are headed? Or would you like to change things, you know? Because if it's not one thing, it's another. If this doesn't limit you, that's going to try and limit to you. And it's like a constant fight sometimes for those of us that really feel like things could be better. But why do I want things to be better? Right? Why do I want things to go my way? Why do I want more freedom? You know, I want free health care, but I want freedom, right? And it's kind of like, well, when you're in the system, when you're in their world and in their institutions, you kind of gotta karma chameleon. You gotta disguise your karmic self. You put on more of that Christina Bubble Shell spirit armor. And it's not just yours, Christina. It's all of us have it, right? You might decide that now is not the best time to let my shining light out. It's not the right time to cast these pearls before the swine, so to speak, right? So that said, you know, it's very important when you are dealing in collective out in the world that you kind of like tuck away your badge of illumination, being like, I'm chosen, I'm divine, I am the creator of my own life, my own world, my own universe. Used to be wanted to get this information out to everybody everywhere, right? But in times where we have to be a little bit more discerning over what is true and what's not true, what is real and what is made up, it's best to listen and pretend not to know than to go out there forthrightly and saying, I know. Because doing that challenges the king or the established thought of the day, right? Hi, Rebecca. Welcome. Glad you got in on this collective. We're doing a collective reading now for 2022. All right. So let's see where we've come through. Seven of Cups. For those of you that have been through with the channel for like quite a while now, you may remember like back in the day, I used to say for some of the readings for the signs that like I felt that, you know, certain, especially it was like around Capricorn, Sag, and Scorpio, like out on that end of the zodiac, where it was like half of you are going to be feeling this way and half of you are going to be feeling that way. Or half of you will choose one way or the other. And it's not like there's a wrong way to choose, but the body always follows the mind. So with the Seven of Cups there, it's being like, affirm for yourself what it is, like the affirmation of values and good emotional intelligence. If you can affirm these things within yourself, you don't have to do it like nonstop 24/7, but like in your meditations or like once a day, just to reaffirm like that emotional intelligence within you, to like, no matter what, there's probably like a big old angel or a big old higher self that's watching your back 24/7, so that you're not going to end up in the thick of things because we're not the type of people to make stupid decisions, right? We're intelligent people. We're intelligent beings. But there's a lot of, without intelligent beings, there would be no such thing as not intelligent beings. So I'm not running them down. I'm not saying we're the in crowd. I'm not running them down. But there are a lot of people that unfortunately their minds have been groomed, or they don't know any better. So they present an ideology as of the utmost truth or importance or whatever it may be. It feels as though live and let live has kind of died. You know what I mean? Like in collective, there's no more of that. It's like, why do your thoughts have to affect, why does what your idea of utopia is have to affect my life? We can subject ourselves to that too through intelligent conversation. But when people are out there blindly protesting and proclaiming things that they know nothing about, your so-called experts of the day make up probably 90% of those people. It's like, you don't have to listen. You don't have to obey the king. We've come through a time where we decided what was right for us. And for us, that was the dawning of the new age. That was the transcendence from ignorance into eternal light. For some of us, it was to stop by and help other people get there. And I'm especially thankful to those travelers, right? But in the past, long ago, or even a week ago, or 7 months ago, whenever it was for you, you decided that you weren't going to be part of this sort of, shall I say, dark wheel. Not the dark wheel that's behind me, but like, you know what I mean? Dark money, dark wheel, like, I'm going to stay ignorant. I'm not going to research. I'm not going to search for the truth. I'm going to blindly accept, what's here as what is. And for some people, like I said, I'm not running them down. That's a perfectly okay way to exist. There's bliss. There's bliss that can be found in that. Ignorance is bliss. They didn't make up that saying for no reason, right? It's just that that's not the only place that bliss can be found. And we are much more able to kind of circumnavigate, the negativity and the authority of the day, if need be, because we have the tools, the ideas, and the intelligence, and the confidence that we are divinely guided and protected to come through this time, this particular part of the tribulation. Well, some people would refer to it as a tribulation. It's just a very kind of like oppressive time. And it might not even be like physically oppressive, like we're not being forced to dig salt. But at the same time, the oppression comes through the bombardment in media. It comes through with like the medical stuff that's recently gone down, like with the COOF, or sort of the emotional virtue signaling about picking a side, right? You want Vladimir or Volodymyr? Vladimir or Vladimir? Who do you pick? Who do you think is doing the right thing? Because obviously they started the war. There's got to be two sides that think they're right? We're the in crowd. You're the bad. We're the good guys, and you're the bad guys. Well, you're all just guys, and some guys will find out that the choices they make will lead to a greater reward, a greater manifestation, and yet other people's minds are even still further out there in the Seven of Cups, being like, this has been divinely prophesied. This is, I can sit back and let my God do what my God does the best. My God, I'm healed, right? There's billions of minds out there, right? So we're not all on the same page. We're never all going to be on the same page. The Seven of Cups has proven that. Epic in and epic out. Like, it doesn't matter. There will always be those on the two and always be those that are going towards fro. And it's part of the beauty of it, right? So we've got to stay focused, but we also have to remember that we chose a life of divinity. We chose an existence to remain in the know, to be close to source, so that at the end of the day, we're not surprised that we've wasted 100 years and we go, oh, and then, we're coming rescued. It's so that when this lifetime transitions, we walk through it like a gate in confidence, or like it's like let's do it again. Let's go again. I'm ready, but I don't want to be so short next time around. Okay, I'm off on a tangent. All right, but Seven of Cups energy, it can be very confusing, but just if you get confused or when you feel confused, just remember the confidence of your spiritual past and your emotional intelligence, and keep the faith in it. Right, it's very important. All right. So, what's ahead of us? Nine of Wands. Jailbreak. Remember AC/DC? Jailbreak? 1974? we gotta have a bit of a jailbreak. Okay, they're like putting fences up around all the horsies. And the horsies can't run as free as they used to. And that's us. Like I read a funny headline that they were searching for the corpse of a man who died last Tuesday. Well, you're not searching for the corpse of a man anymore. You're just searching for a corpse. The man is long gone, right? It's like, when it comes to the bodysuit, when it comes to the life that you live, the skin that you're in, right? That can be mentally heavy for a lot of people. And I think that it's almost second nature. Like, in my ideal world, like when I went out, I would like not run into a mirror, not have to look into one. It's kind of nice to make sure, like, when you leave the house in the morning, you don't have big old booger hanging out your ear. Nobody wants that in life. But at the same time, it's kind of like, if I went back and I knew less about what I looked like, I think about how weird would life be? How much would my life be different if I had no idea what I looked like? And I think a lot of this is coming to the forefront in terms of how we present in real life, physically. Okay, we were this close to having racism beat forever. Martin Luther King, let a man stand on his own merit as opposed to the color of his skin. We were this close to beating it in this generation. Really, really, really close. But again, it's one of these distractions that's being shouted at us and shouted at us and shouted at us. And for us, we're already past it. We're already through it. We don't see the color of someone's skin. It's not even worth talking about. And nobody eternally wants to be the oppressor, and nobody eternally wants to be the victim, and nor should it be reflected. But we're having trouble in this day and age in our meat suits because of the way we present and the lies that are being passed down to us from the king. It almost feels like you're either in prison of guilt or in a prison of victimhood. And that's how the messaging has come down to both sides recently. It's, in your heart, if someone calls you racist and you are not a racist, like, that stings. Like, it stings, right? And I think that there will be a lot of people shrugging off pain in this lifetime. And I think what we need to look forward to is recognize pain in others when it exists and get to the root cause of it. Because sometimes the pain can present itself as like, oh, I was a victim. Oh, that really hurt. That really stung, right? But then at the same time, if you recognize a pain in other that you can relate to or that you can empathize with, you can kind of like be on that team jailbreak where it's like, helping you helps me. Let me help you, help me, help you, help me. Just by talking, just by saying like, let's figure out what's going on here. Like, what are you thinking about? How do you feel? Like, especially those of you with kids, like, how has the last couple of years made you feel in terms of like the pandemic and what they did and all the mixed information you're hearing? Because talking about your feelings, as cliche as it sounds, is super healing. It's like, is really, really good for you. So, and there's a lot that's being presented to not only to kids, but to us grown-up old people as well, that we're not like, I thought we defeated racism and slavery. I thought that was, it is a terrible part of our past, but I thought it was the past. Why is it here now? Like, who's pushing this stuff, back to the King of Swords? And we're here with the big filter in front of us. You look at those 9 wands, filtering it through. Well, that's not true. That's not true. That's not true. Pretty soon you feel like alienated or ostracized because, maybe you're surrounded. Like, if it wasn't for you, there couldn't be millions of dumbfounded dipshits. And if it wasn't for millions of dumbfounded dipshits, there couldn't be you. And sometimes you might even feel like a dumbfounded dipshit, and you can join their club for a little while. But then you say, whoa, 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 that's not for me. But it's about recognizing the pain. Because when you do that consciously, whether you're out walking down the street, driving in a car, when you can sense it, when you can feel it, when you can see it, where it's coming from. I'm not saying you have to run out there and be all virtuous and do something about it, but just recognize it and acknowledge it, in that person. And maybe that big old guardian angel that's behind you, that one that's been taking care of you, sees that you're sensing that in them, and they can reach out a tag team or a high five to that other person's angel, higher self. And then all of a sudden it's like, boom, they get the pick-me-up they need, and all you did was manifest a little thought of acknowledgement, because that's how powerful you are. And I know you're that powerful because you're here, right? It's like, man. But for all of us, this is one big jailbreak. We're not sending our kids to your lizard school anymore if you're going to act this way. Just kidding. The Pleiades. Oh, please. Oh, please. All right, let's see what's grounding. This has been coming up a lot, too. 6 of Wands. When I was screwing around with the cameras and the cards before I turned on, it kept coming up. I think we've only done like 5 readings tonight, and it's been up there in like 3 or 4 of them, I'm pretty sure. So 6 of Wands definitely got that collective energy, collective victory. Eventually, victory will occur for us. But it's not going to manifest, I don't think, how most people think, especially for like people that believe in some sort of grandiose event, whether it's a Lord returning or a nuclear bomb getting dropped or some sort of like tidal wave or Pompeii type scenarios. I don't think it's going to manifest quite like that. I think this is more in the technological information arrangement of the time that we're in, where it's like what you let in kind of defines you and your environment. It's like the gurus in India, right? You eat a banana, you become a banana. That's how it works, right? It is that, but on the next level. It's like what you let in and what you accept eventually become a part of you. So we're always discerning and revisiting and throwing things in the recycle bin that no longer serve us. And that's what the 6 of Wands is. This like, life's a journey, not a destination. But when we get to these milestones, it's important to mark them. It's important to know, like, this is unexplored terrain. I must tread carefully. This is familiar ground. I have time to rest and celebrate. I think this 6 of Wands collectively is bringing in the awareness piece. Because the 6 of Wands, the guy in the tarot, he's always above the rest, right? Like I said, dumbfounded dipshits down here. It's not about that. It's about the awareness. When you're able to see above the horizon, above the sea of heads, so to speak, and you're just like, what's all the pandemonium about? Why is there all this concern? Like, if we can just, we could kill hundreds and thousands of people if it's only going to save just one life. You think about the lies, the hypocrisy, and all that stuff. You have a clear vision of what the hell is going on. So, appreciation and marvel even in that fact about yourself, because it is truly a gift from the divine. It's truly a gift from Source. To know that you are protected to the point where you can say, but unfortunately, we came across a bit of tyranny here in the last little while, which has caused some like hiccups and bumps in our journey. And now all these upside down wands, it's kind of like what's really going on here is like kind of like a spiritual downtrodden. How do you disenfranchise someone? You take away all their courage, all their money, all the things they used to believe in, and you do all that through messaging in this kind of like information battle that's going on right now. You've got to remain protected. Like in the Six of Wands, again, back to that point that we saw in some of the readings about protection, spiritual protection. It might limit your upward mobility, but at the same time, to sort of duck and cover. He who lives to run away lives to fight another day. But sometimes duck and cover is the best plan. It's the best thing that you can do. And, it's a mentality that will lead you to kind of let cooler heads prevail if you are in a situation where hotheads tend to dominate situations, and maybe they use their knowledge of the world to, kind of put a stamp on their position on things and why they think you should think the way they think and all that stuff. It's kind of like sometimes duck and cover is the best. Oh, I didn't know anything about that. Oh, really? That's the case. Oh, I didn't know anything about that. Even if you do, the white lie is going to be like, I'm not going to waste my energy on this right now. And in essence, you're given a pass because maybe you don't know all of it. So it's not even really a lie. You can just say, I don't know about that. And then that prevents you from jumping in and saying, yeah, well, my side is right. My side knows what's going on. My side is the side with the truth. Because right now, that's what it's all about. Division, division, division. Three of Swords. And what's grounding us here is beautiful. Look, it's the Empress card. I think she came up this way. We'll show her this way, Major Arcana. The Empress card. What are we going to do when the tyranny passes? When the criminal syndicate is finally exposed and justice is done? I would love to see a justice card. Honestly, since the readings in 2020, I have not seen Major Arcana 11 in ages doing readings for people. I haven't been doing a lot, mind you, but it's just not there. It's like, no matter how many times I shuffle the deck and do a reading, I cannot get the Justice card to come out for anybody, anyone, or anything. It's like there's a complete lack of it right now. So the Empress here, in giving birth to something new, for us, what that could be a multitude of things. Like, me personally, I feel like if I could manifest anything, it would be justice. And not the fake, phony 6 o'clock news kind of justice, but like the real justice, right? And so that's where, when I think about manifestation, that's where my sights are set. And for each one of us in the collective, that's going to be different. For some people, it could be on things closer to home. It could be things more tangible. And that's fine. But never forget that you're a conscious co-creator. That you are the Empress. You are the one that creates the environment, the happenings, the journey that is your life. Like, you are creating it. You do it. You make it happen. And there's happiness to be found with the Empress card. Secrets that come to revelation as soon as you get there, as soon as you arrive at that point where you have to have the realization, or you something forced that revelation upon you, and you say, okay, well, that's it. Now I'm with it. Now I've got the true story. But, at the same time, it's kind of like all that you've manifested before, with this Seven of Cups being back here, all these things that we've manifested in the past. It's like, you have the power to do it. Sometimes the recipe didn't always come out just right. Sometimes we manifested things that we wish we hadn't of. Sometimes we've started the ball rolling on things that we wish, man, I wasted time, or I wasted money, or I wasted energy, things like that. It doesn't have to be that way going forward. With this grounding us, it's going to be like our manifestations are going to become more altruistic, because the things that we need to manifest, like I say, need to manifest, are going to be out of necessity. They're going to be necessary, the things that we need to manifest. But that's just to ensure our jailbreak and safe passage into calmer, brighter, smoother, spiritual, etheric spaces, which, that nirvana and that bliss can be, surrounding us more in that vibration than we're allowed to here. And that's, I think, what the Empress is giving birth to, that space and that time. All of these moments are chaining us towards that new place somewhere, because we know that if things don't change, they will remain just as insane. And whatever happens, for good or ill, on this planet is kind of like baby potatoes to what we know, what kind of feast is available for us in our more divine sense of being, right? In our clear consciousness, in our fully expressed consciousness. So let's face it, this is a place where it's kind of like come down, live and learn, but now it's kind of like live and serve. They have it their way. Okay, Wheel of Fortune up now, again presenting itself multiple times this evening. The Wheel of Fortune, life is a carnival, believe it or not. 2 bits a shot. What I think this card represents are the winds of change. I don't think, you can't have good without evil, and you can't have evil without good. It's kind of like a constant flux somewhere along the spectrum, somewhere along the balance, the line between good and evil. We're always existing at some point in the line between those two ideas, or between those 2 points. So let's take that line and then let's just turn it and bend it and make it into a big circle. Being like, okay, now it's a line segment. To a line, there's no beginning and there's no end. In physics, the definition of a line, there's no beginning and no end. A line segment has an A point and a B point. That's a line. You can take that and then turn it into a circle. But then once you've done that, there's no beginning and there's no end again. It becomes in itself on its own. So remember that the things in this matrix that you experience, some of that of which is by design, some of that is which is like kept in like the Akashic Library, or more so in parts of your consciousness that you're unable to access right now while you're like doing the human being thing. So with that comes the wheel and the winds of change, because some things in the matrix, they are recognizable to you and they are like playable to you. You can change it, you can shift it, you can move it over here, you can move it over there. And those are the things, or to stick with the theory, you become the architect, right? And it's kind of like the more you use it, the better you get at it, or the more you use it, the less you need of it, like a bellows on a fire, right? So eventually we're not even going to have to try to get into these mental spaces. You're not going to have to do the yoga, do the meditation. It'll just be an inherent part of every day. And he'd be like, I live my life in bliss. You can live your life in bliss because everything is a meditation. Everything is a karma. Everything is a yoga. It's a doing, thinking, it's a feeling. And it's an awareness of it that because you've had it, now it's just you're about it. So that to me is what I feel what this Wheel of Fortune card is about. And the winds of change, evil and good, they go round and round and round, like a toy train, like the engine and the caboose, right? And we're always at some point between it. But there's a power struggle going on right now, and we can see it unfolding. Because everybody wants to rule the world. Nobody knows if their name is going to be in the history books. Everybody wants their name to be, and I mean everybody. I mean some of the more powerful dumbfounded dipshits, or useful idiots, we could call them, right? Absolutely. And there we go, coming on down the line. Are we truly afraid to be happy? Are we afraid of happiness? Maybe somebody out there that'll hear this, maybe somebody that's in the room now, just in the background, there is this tendency, and we say, oh no, I would never be afraid of my own happiness, But certainly sometimes we get so comfortable that we don't want to move. We don't want to continue questing. We're tired. We don't want, we feel like we've arrived. Where's our environment? Where is our environment of bliss and nirvana that, doesn't get interrupted by, an alarm clock or a text message or somebody banging about, news at 6 o'clock, whatever it might be, traffic, all the mundane shit. Where is our reward? Where's our break from this stuff? And it's coming, but don't be afraid to use the power of now. Use the minutes of your life to exist in your true knowledge of you as source. Okay, that's the sun. We're all stars. We all shine on like the moon, the sun, and the stars. And we do. And the reason why we all shine on is because we shine every single minute of every single day, whether we're aware of it or not. But to live in awareness of that shining, of you as the creator, and keep that in mind, and doing it without the sort of the residual attached energy of the ego, if you can crush that to a point, you live in this energy of the sun, and eventually all of us will be there in harmony with it. But for now, we're continuing our helping work. We're helping other people be able to go out and enjoy the sun, talk about medical tyranny, go out in the sun. It's healthy for you. Oh, wait. Yesterday they said the sun would kill me. It would give me melanoma. Go out and get some sunshine. Remember you as the earthly, the gritty human being, I like to call it. The one that's got 20 fingers and 10 fingers and 10 toes. That person, enjoy the meat suit while you have it. Let the meat suit shine while you have it. Don't let anybody else tell you how to enjoy your day. The what you should do, people. You know what you should do. Well, you don't want any part of that energy. But the sun is a great card to have right after this Wheel of Fortune, because it's going to turn up roses. We know this, man, and you know this, man, because of the Seven of Cups. We attained the wisdom and made the wise choices long ago. So there can be no other eventual outcome for the benevolent, freedom-loving, compassionate people of this world than simply that. Have no fear of what's on the other side. Have no fear of what comes next in the wheel on the carnival, because either way, you're walking away a winner from it. That's what it is, of the sun, because you've put in the work, you deserve the reward, and because there are certain things in universal law, despite whatever your belief system might be, that it's like, that's just that part of the matrix, like I was talking about, that it's there by design. It's there not to hinder you or to help you, but it's there by design to help you recognize who you are, where you are, why you're here, and all of those things. So you can always take clues from your environment when the sun is shining on it. Okay, 2 cards left to go in this collective reading. We've got the Princess, the Page of Pentacles. Okay, the offering. Ask not what you can do for your country. Ask what's for lunch. Right? And what is for lunch? Oh, probably something good. But it probably came on a truck. And, gas is $17 a gallon. Kind of sucks right now. So we have to be resourceful. We have to count our blessings. We have to be aware of our blessings. But we also have to be very resourceful and be accepting, if, people come towards you with goodwill, or you have the ability to go towards others with goodwill. This is reflecting very highly at this time for any of us that do that, live in that giving, receiving world out of compassion, because this is such a kind of a sharp time in the tribulation, that those that are carrying on with goodwill, those that are carrying out with goodwill, the recognition, like kind of like the divine, I keep saying reward, but it's more like, the credit, not the social credit, not the social credit, but like the spiritual cred is like stacking up. And that's good, not because you're in an in club or say nana nana boo boo, but because, what's better, than the most perfect evening on earth lasting just a few minutes longer, and that sort of thing. So live in that, and live without guilt and without remorse. Like she's holding the pentacle out there in front of her. Put that pentacle out there in front of you and say, no matter what, I'm not going to feel guilty for accepting this, and I'm not going to feel better than anybody else for giving this, that sort of thing. Because to live without those two feelings is detrimental to the ego and provides most fertile ground for spiritual flowering and spiritual growth, if we can use that metaphor for it. So again, for those of you that do the goodwill, continue with it, and just absolutely remember that even when bad things seem to happen to good people, it's the people that put the good things out there that are the first to overcome those bad things. Okay, does that make sense? Is that like a consolation prize to anyone? I don't know if that even makes sense, right? Okay, last card, and it's another princess, and this one's the Princess of Swords. Dream, 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 dream. Whenever I want you, all I have to do is dream. Okay? Okay, so Princess of Swords, don't get jiggy with it, get dreamy with it. That's for us. This is a positive end to our collective reading with the Princess of Swords being like, we're all children. We're all just like little kids. We can spew the greatest wisdom of the world, but at the end of the day, you're just a little kid that learned how to talk. And that's a beautiful part of it, right? That's the kick in the nuts that we all look for. Because it's supposed to be fun. It's supposed to be humorous. And we can never lose this side of ourselves, even though we live in a very serious lovers in a dangerous time. It's a serious, dangerous time. And it is what it is by design of that which it is what it is. But you yourself, if you keep your benevolence and keep it flowing, you can have benevolence, but it kind of wells up inside and then it gets real heavy and you're like, bleh, and you just puke out a whole bunch of goodness. But if you keep spirits high through like a good sense of humor and being able to stay optimistic and things like that, it keeps benevolence flowing. And that's really what's needed right now. We can't have the people that have all the goodness in the world, we can't have them holding it up inside, even though they're staying protected through humor, through wit, through smiles, through shows of appreciation, through kind words. We allow benevolence to keep flowing. And that makes the world kind of dreamy in a way, right? It feels like, shabu, shabu. Life could be a dream, sweetheart. It's not that it could be. Life should be a dream, sweetheart. Anything less, you're not doing yourself justice to it, or you haven't matured to the fact that you are able to do that. And sometimes it's really tough. I know mundane situations with money, work, and life. Like I said, when you're in there doing the grind, do the grind. But when you come out of it, I want you to dream. I want you to dream big. I want you to vision things. I want you to be the architect of your own personal infinite relationship with heaven. That's what I want you to do with your free time. Not just me. I'm just saying it as words. That's what you should want to do with your free time. And sometimes you can do it right there and then. And other times it has to stay a little bit dreamy. But that's okay. That's okay. It gives us that motivation to continue on and to finish up with this last jailbreak, so we can be in that, higher vibrating energy with less distraction, disruption, and commercial breaks. All right, and that's the group reading. Speaking of commercial break, we're just going to go to commercial briefly because I've been talking a lot and I want to catch up with all the new people in the room. I see you, Rebecca. Thanks. I was doing a reading. All right.
Nokia, we've been making the best in mobile phones for over 20 years. How did we get there? By putting ringtones in every commercial that make you think your phone is ringing. Whether you have a new phone, an old phone, or just leave it on vibrate, we make sure you always hear your phone in our commercials. It's our way of saying, we hear you. So don't be silenced when opportunity calls. Pick it up. It's for you. Akio Mobile. At Banhammer Bank, we want you to trust us with your money. Because it's with your money that we can make you more money. How? It's not funny business. It's money business. You give your money to us and it will grow with interest. That's the plan, at least. Maybe that's too complicated for you. Imagine planting a money tree in the ground and watering it. Hold on. Imagine if you had a money pet and you fed it more money, and after digesting it would... Okay. You want to go money fishing, so you use a little money to catch a big money. You know, just come in and talk to us. We have even more metaphors that allow us to avoid saying what we really do with your money. Banhammer Bank. Feed the money monster. Say cheese, it's Cheese Week at Big Bite Burgers and Fries. All this week, in addition to our regular menu, try our all-you-can-eat signature sides, like our famous bowl full of melted cheese, served steamy and bubbling. It's the Bottomless Chubbler. Or our New Orleans-inspired pork sandwich, the Pig Cheesy. And our signature flagship, the spicy blue cheese-topped jalapeno cheese blucher. So hurry in and get them while they last. After all, why take a little bite when you can take a big bite?
All right, enough of that. Thanks for being patient with us, for our sponsors, who are not real in any way. Just so you're aware, they're not real in any way. Not as real as we are. So Rebecca and Manure, welcome, Manure. Am I saying that right? I feel like I shouldn't be saying that. Manure. Okay, I'm gonna say culturally we are a world apart, and you know, and it's just one of those things where your name makes me giggle. But it's beautiful. That's a beautiful thing. That's a beautiful thing, Manure. And I see Rebecca there. Rebecca, thanks for coming. Thanks for showing up. It's been so long since we've been live, and thanks for putting up with my long-winded op-ed on the state of the world in 2022. So yeah, I can do a question for Rebecca and a question for Manure, and it's late night on 99.9. For some of you, it's probably coming up to midnight already, and that's a good thing. That's a good thing. Time goes by. The tarot doesn't lie. So check in, Rebecca. How are things? I know, right? That's what I'm saying. I'm like, your name makes me giggle. Okay, Runt, you have finished packing your bags. It was good to see you as well again. Enjoy Savannah, Georgia. Going to take a freight train. Are you taking the train? I forget. Be safe out there. Love you, Runt. Hey. What else? We do fear success and happiness. Yeah, what is it about that? What is it about that? I wish, like, that'd be some good knowledge to have. Like, what is it? Maybe I'll look that up on the Google machine. See if I can find some more insight on that. But Rebecca, if you would like, I can do some cards for you. How long has this party been going on? I got a feeling that Christina's reading was pretty good. What time was that at? Okay, 2.5 hours. So we're still good. We'll probably be in our last half hour now. You know how it goes. Start off with rocket fuel, end up with, chitty chitty bang bang. All right. So we'll read for Christina and Manure, and that's pretty good for a Wednesday night. And I'll be honest with you guys, just a little update. I am going to be free to do this a little bit more often. But it's a modest gathering of like just people that have been so awesome through the years of doing this. So Yeah, we'll have to see how it goes. I'd like to come on and chat, but if there's nobody to read for, then I'm kind of at a loss because, like, I can only pony up and be so entertaining without the cards. And I can't even do that. So, yeah, maybe we'll give it a few days and then pop back on closer to the weekend. Maybe try and catch a few more of our friends that missed out because that's all on me. I don't put out notifications. I disappear for 6 months and then I expect everybody to be here when I am, right? But oddly enough, the cool thing that's happened, Gemini season being what it is that all the most amazing, loyal listeners have come tonight. So that's really, really quite incredible. Imagine isn't quite same in reality. Maybe that's where the fear comes from. Attachment to the outcome? Absolutely. I think that could be a large part of it. That's a very good point Christina makes about the attachment to the outcome and expectations matching reality. And we're just like, don't want to be let down, right? So then we don't want to go for it. When surprise, surprise, we might not be let down. Yeah, that makes the most sense to me. Oh yeah, it's still ongoing. I'm away from it for a couple weeks, but it's still ongoing. I'm almost done, and then I was like, probably gonna shoot a little video once I am done. Actually, maybe I could do a video for you guys about where I'm at with that. It's kind of fun, kind of interesting to do. So I just got to finish putting on some of the trim. I got a lot of pieces to add. Got to put in the sink and the water. But yeah, it's pretty good for a gypsy like me. That's why I say all of the imperfections make life beautiful, because by no means are my remodeling skills like what you see on TV. I'm going to slap it together, not force that thing in there, but you know how it is. Oh. Stella passed away last November. So that was kind of sad. Kind of why I stopped doing the videos out there. Yeah, she was 13, Great Pyrenees, she was 13. Which is like 120 in human years for Pyrenees. So, her name was Snow. Snow what? Her name was Hey You. I think her online name was Gopher Killer 8671 or something like that. All right. Did we miss out on Rebecca? Did she have to go? I was hoping to get a reading for Rebecca. We'll give Rebecca just a few more minutes, and then I think we can call it good, call it a night. What are you guys saying? I know I'm feeling it, feeling a little tired, but I was so happy to spend some time in a chat with you guys. Oh, you are here. Do you have a question, Rebecca? It's all on you right now to keep this party going. How's that for pressure? Push. How does it go? Push. That would be so lovely. It could be so nice. Celebrate. That would be so lovely. All right. Sure. Yay. Yeah, it was sad. But it was pretty cool. Like, she was something special. You knew there was something special about her, so, it was pretty sad. But now, let's have a look at Rebecca. Yeah. I think we're just going to read for Rebecca and say our goodnights, so that's all good. Smoke them if you got them. All right. Give me general cards, please, for all natural Rebecca. Oh, we got a question. And answer her question, whatever her question is. We got your question in there right mid-cut. But that's okay. Tarot will come through for us. All right. The Princess of Cups. There she is. The light's kind of hitting that card a little bit. Sorry about that, guys. The light does a Six of Swords. And the Four of Cups. Swords and Cups, hey? Swords and Cups. And there's the Four of Swords. All right. All right. 10 Swords, 5 Cups. All right. Let's see. I'm seeing a Pisces exclusively. We're working through some communication issues. Will things keep improving? Hey, look at that. The Six of Swords is up in regards to improvement. So that's a yes. That's like a getting to stiller waters sort of thing. But look at the pondering of that cup, hey? The princess is pondering it. The page is pondering it. Now, I see you as the page, and I see perhaps this Pisces as the 4 over here. The roles could be reversed too. It could be either or. But there's like the pondering of the mind. Like for somebody, for one of you, like the love aspect has kind of taken on the form of like tangible commitment, you know. So there's a fear of communicating because I think that your Pisces might have an expectation of what you want to communicate about, even not knowing fully for sure if that's what you want to talk about. And maybe you've been direct with them and it's kind of like scared them a little bit. And if that's the case, it's better to speak than it is to ponder. You know, almost not always. You should never say never and always say always. Never say always either. Either or. But in this situation, the mind is kind of causing all this. The swords puncture the holes in the boat. It makes the guy have to row faster. Not the guy, but the guy in the card, right? Makes him have to row faster. But eventually they're going to make it to safety. There's like better skies ahead, clear skies ahead. But there's something here that, and I don't know if it's like the communication issue has to do with trust, right? And faith and commitment. You know, it's showing that kind of all over the place with the double 4s. The 4s are a bit of a stalling, but it's a necessary like stalling of energy to achieve clarity, right? Sometimes when we come up against a wall, we have to stop and think, how am I going to get over, around, under, or through this wall? And you just got to stop for a minute and think. And in the case of the 4s, that's what this individual is doing. They're stopping to consider, you know, are the feelings true? Am I here for the long run? How can I express to her exactly what I'm thinking without upsetting her or perhaps giving her false promises? That sort of thing, I feel, may be coming from that side. But the Six of Swords is there showing improvement, and the Page of Cups is in a good position because the Page of Cups can only figure things out. She can't get any dumber, so to speak. There couldn't be a dumber lady in the tarot. Just kidding, Page of Swords. Page of Cups. I mean, just kidding. I can't even get your name right. She can only get smarter. There's nowhere to go but up from here, emotionally speaking, right? Yeah, and the Four of Swords being there, the Sword of Damocles, there's certainly something that I think that this Pisces of yours is afraid of, but he's afraid to talk about it. So the communication becoming, maybe not that they don't trust you, but maybe that they don't trust themselves a little bit. So maybe it's a good idea that you've slowed things down, but that's that stalling that we're talking about. It needs to come as a natural part of the clarity that needs to arrive. Because, you know, with this lady here, I was just saying that's not so clear, right? You know, when everything's clear, we don't know what clear is. So sometimes it takes that level of, you know, taking things slow or having misunderstandings, having a few communication blocks to really be able to put out and to expose that which needs to be addressed, right? Because And I think it will happen, but I think he's afraid. I think what's going on here is that he thinks that you have expectations that you haven't even talked about. It's almost like they're in his mind that just because you're a lady, or just because you're, he could even be comparing you to other ladies he's been with in the past, that just because you're there in his life that you have this expectation of him, that you might not even have that expectation of him. And I think that that's what's causing the trouble here. So once that comes exposed, I think things begin to get better. So when it comes to taking things slow, do it, but also be straight up with this person. Be very straight up, being like, even if it's something that sounds really dumb or really stupid, just be like, because I don't know, I just get this dumbness energy from this Princess of Pentacles. It's like, grow up a little bit here. Like, even though things might sound dumb, they might need to be stated or said. It's like, no, you can't pee in the sink, right? When we're out for dinner, like, just don't do that kind of stuff. I don't know. That's a terrible example. Here we go. And there it is. There it is. Communication breakdown. Ain't it a shame? Having another breakdown. Ain't it insane? That isn't even your song card, but I got some communication messages. What do we talk about? Let's talk about what to talk about. Let's not talk about the things we're afraid to talk about. The little butterflies right there being like, all right, all you got to do is let me know. All we have to do is be faucets. Drip, 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 Tell it like it is, because, it's like your good friend that you don't see for like a year, and you catch up with them, and it's like no time has passed at all, and you're like right there, and you're chirping, and you're chattering, and you're talking. Like, that's such a great feeling to have with somebody. But then when we get into these intimate relationships, it's like we have this attachment thing going on where it's like, so-and-so's not talking, But in the new energy, in the new relationships, it's going to be like, well, if one of the parties decides that not talking is where it needs to be, we come to a point where we've communicated, because we've understood that this person is not talking, and we might not want to push the situation and forcing them into talk, because that's uncomfortable for both of you. So you are communicating well because you've understood that somebody's decided that they don't want to communicate anymore. And in the new energy, it's kind of like you accept that as part of the communication. Whether you can accept that as somebody that you want to be doing the bouncy castle with, or spending all your time and energy on, that's up to you, right? That's also that form of communication. When we choose not to decide, we still have made a choice, right? It's like the other day we were out. I said, well, we can eat or we can play. What do you want to do first? Oh, it doesn't matter to me. And I said, okay, great. You choose. I'll follow you then. It's like, you're not going to make me choose by saying that you don't want to choose. You're not going to make me communicate by saying that you don't want to communicate, right? If that makes sense. It's kind of like, but don't worry. Give it a little time. You don't have to give up on this person, but you don't have to adhere to the mental construct of what relationships need to be in regards to communication. He seems like a good guy. He seems like a very thoughtful and introspective person, Pisces person. And that's good to have, because they will work on making things better. But sometimes they don't always know what it is that's holding them back, right? And I think in this case, what's holding it back is a false understanding that he has about an expectation that you don't have. So, yeah, he's like assuming that you want this certain thing, and he's afraid to bring that to the table, knowing that you want it, but he doesn't know for sure that he just thinks you want it, and you don't even maybe want that. So, yeah. That's good. He doesn't want to give up. And wants to work on it. That's perfect. That's good. Then take the time that you need. There were no pentacles in this reading, so take the time that you need. Let's see if we can get a song card up for Rebecca. All right. All I want is his time. All we need is him. Oh, okay. This keeps coming up for people. How is that possible? The Two of Cups, right? How's it? She's my little deuce coupe. I got the deuce. Go for a drive. I can't. I don't even have a song. That card's been out so many times. I don't even have a song for it anymore. The idea was to pick a card and then have a song come with it, but no song came with that one. His ex took advantage financially. Oh yeah. 7 of coins. There's the passage of time. Yeah. Waiting on things to mature. Yep. And the trust piece. That's good. So I said there's like the lack of communication comes down to a lack of trust. Maybe not that he doesn't trust you, but maybe that he doesn't trust himself enough to be more open with you, right? 7 of diamonds being there. It's like good things come to those who wait. I don't even have it yet. I must be powering down. I can't even do the song thing anymore. But the 7 of cups is, yes, definitely good things come to those who wait. So accept this kind of stalling out as a part of the natural progression of this relationship, and everything will be fine. So I'm glad you met somebody, because when I read for you last, didn't you like have a date with somebody? You were like going out on a date and it didn't turn out so well. Yeah, and that'd be the message. That's the message we'd like to give. Okay, is anybody else in the room? Because we're signing off very soon. You better make yourself known. If there's nobody else in the room, that'll be good, because we've said hi to a lot of our friends tonight. And I don't know, if feeling so inspired, I hope to be back on again in a couple days, but no promises. You know me, it just disappeared for 4 months. But I should be able to be online for a little bit. Maybe I'll rack my brain tomorrow and we'll come up with ideas of some fun tarot, things we can ask the tarot, seeing as we've caught all of the important people up on their readings. Well, most of the important people up on the readings. It turned out devastatingly bad, yeah. And that's a rough go. You're welcome, Rebecca. It's good to see you also. Even though I can't quite see you. I can see you, but I can't quite see you. See you. Yeah. All right. 10 o'clock Mountain Standard Time. What is it, midnight on the East Coast? This has been 99.9. The Galactic Broadcast reminding you all, tip your cabbie. Yeah. So good night, everybody. Thoughts and prayers to all of your loved ones at this time. That was a heavy-duty collective reading. It's a difficult time. Crisis after crisis after crisis. But we rise above, right? We'll be back again in the very near future to do some of this tarot shenanigans again. So to Rebecca, to Christina, to Steve, to Runt, to Rebecca, did I say Rebecca? And June Flower was here earlier. It was really nice to see all of you, and I really appreciate the time that you spend listening to this little transmission. And good night to y'all. I love knowingness and the bliss. Okay, ciao for now.